Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that we are ready to begin. Would everyone please rise with me saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please, let's have a moment of silence for all of our fallen brothers and sisters. Thank you, and be seated. This is quite a turnout. So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Linden Fire Department's Valor Awards ceremony. I am Deputy Chief Kevin Brady, and as Chairman of the Awards Committee, it is my distinct pleasure and honor to be one of your hosts today. The Valor Awards is an opportunity for our department to recognize the good deeds and actions of our firefighters, but it also gives their families a chance to see the obstacles and challenges that their family members face at work on a daily basis. Thank you all for being here today. I would also like to acknowledge our city officials with us here today. So we have Michelle Yamakaitis, our council president. Christine Hudak, 10th Ward. Mr. Joe Bodek, our county commissioner. We have Barry Javik, our 2nd Ward councilman and fire committee chair. We have Chief Dave Hart in attendance. Thank you, Chief. We have our new business administrator, Natisha Clark, here as well. Thank you, Natisha. And I think our CFO, Alexis Zak, is here somewhere. I think I got everyone, but if not, sorry. Thank you so much for your support, because it means a lot that you're here for us today. Also, before we move further, I would like to thank my Valor Award committee members. We have Captain Mike Pirazzoli, Lieutenant Greg Ronsky, firefighter Brandon Bennett, who is here today, firefighter Zach Modrak, and I want to say a special thank you to a person who has made this, given a tremendous effort to make this happen, and that's Captain Jason Iozzi. So I would like to have Chief Haskell come up and say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. All right, what's the glasses? All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Linden Fire Department Valor Awards ceremony. You know, throughout my 29 years on the Linden Fire Department, there's been many different ways that we recognize members of our department for their acts of valor. They included being recognized at the city council meeting, maybe on a monthly basis. Other times it was once a year at the Scouts Day meeting. Another time it was through our other ways is their FMBA. Every year they have a New Jersey State FMBA Valor Awards ceremony. There was a time when we did it at our retirement dinner a couple times a year. And then there's other outside agencies that recognize us as well. The St. Barnabas Awards dinner, the 200 Club, and for the old timers in here, I guess I'm an old timer, the Knights of Columbus Firefighter of the Year. But as a department, we just didn't have a ceremony on a consistent basis. So I'm proud to say that we're here today, and we're going to be here each and every year moving forward to recognize each member of the department for their acts of valor. Let's have a nice round of applause for that. And this is all because of the working of Deputy Chief Kevin Brady and Captain Iozzi and the members of his committee. They did a lot of hard work. There's a lot to put into this. It took us a while to do it, but again, I'm glad we're here. You know, it's extremely important that we as a department, we recognize and applaud the contributions and the members of a department. You know, most firefighters are humble, you know, and I'm talking to the choir here. We don't highlight the amazing work that we do or you guys do every day. Sometimes their actions are boldly heroic, or it's their ingenuity that saves the day or a life. while other times it's the ability to immediately treat a cardiac arrest patient and restore a pulse. No matter what the call, no matter what type it may be, somehow, some way as firefighters, we find the appropriate solution. And ask a firefighter if they want recognition, they'll always deny the opportunity because it's in their nature to say, hey, it's what we do and it's our job. But it's my obligation to ensure that each and every one of you get the recognition that you deserve. I'll just say I'm very proud to be the chief of this department, all 115 members. And as a department, we do a lot more than most departments in the state. We do fire suppression. We have a foam tender with a quick attack foam vehicle, and we have a part of a foam task force. We have a special ops division where we do trench rescue, confined space rescue, rope rescue, emergency shoring. We have a decon unit from UASI. We have a marine division with 3 boats for water rescue and ice rescue. We house and man a county water tender. And let's not forget our Fire Prevention Bureau, which do over 1,000 inspections a year, and their education, safety education, as well as a fire investigation team. So I just want you to know I appreciate each and every one of you for all your hard work and for putting yourself in harm's way, and you guys deserve to be recognized. And I'm very happy that we're here today, and I want to thank everybody in attendance for sharing this special day with us. Thank you.
Don't even sit down. Okay, so without further ado, we are going to begin giving out our awards. Chief Asco?
Thank you, Chief. So the first award is, I want to recognize the entire department. So when I became chief in October of 2019, you come chief, you start to come up with some ideas and initiatives that you want to do and how do you want to move the department forward. And a couple months later, we were hit with the COVID-19 pandemic. And I will say that was probably one of the most stressful years of my life, and it probably was. We didn't know what to expect, all of us. I mean, if you think back what each and every one of us went through during that time, we had entire cities that shut down and you didn't see a single person out. But what didn't shut down was emergency services. And in fact, it got busier. The calls kept coming in for another COVID call, another COVID call, another COVID call. And the truth is, we just really didn't know. We were changing policies. Things were changing on a daily basis. We were changing policies, procedures. We were ordering all kinds of PPE to protect our members, sanitizing stuff, cleaning procedures, deconning the ambulance, deconning the members. And I will say it was very stressful. It was very demanding, not only physically, but mentally, for the members of the department to continue to go on call after call after call, putting themselves in harm's way, knowing that the person they're treating has COVID, and then they have to go home to their family. So I just want to recognize everybody from the department for their actions during the COVID-19 pandemic, and each and every member will receive a accommodation service award bar that'll say COVID-19 to recognize for all your actions during the COVID-19 pandemic, which I guess officially ended May of 2023. So I'd like to have a nice round of applause for the department during that time. All right, so our first award is a group effort fire, and I would like to ask Deputy Chief Michael Vogel, Lieutenant Joseph Dooley, Firefighter Michael Marcino, Firefighter Rafael Geico, please come forward. On June 26, 2022, we received a call from dispatch for a possible porch fire at 20 Pennsylvania Railroad Avenue. Dispatch immediately advised that they were receiving multiple calls for a structure fire at the Linden VFW post 1397 with the possibility of an entrapment on the second floor. Engine 1 immediately responded with Lieutenant Dooley, Firefighter Marcino, and Firefighter Geico. Deputy 1, Engine 2, Engine 3, Engine 4, and Ladder 1 all responded as well. Upon arrival, Deputy Chief Vogel confirmed a fully involved structure fire, and they had located a victim trapped in the rear of the building on the second floor. While Engine 1 arrived at the scene, Lieutenant Dooley, Firefighter Geico were directed to the location of the victim by Deputy Chief Vogel. Lieutenant Dooley and Firefighter Geico pulled a 24-foot ladder off the rear of the Engine 1, while Firefighter Marcino put Engine 1 into position for fire suppression operations. Lieutenant Dooley and Firefighter Geico brought the ladder to the rear of the structure and raised it to the trapped occupant. Firefighter Geico climbed the ladder, assisted the occupant off the roof, and onto the ground to safety. The occupant was handed off to EMS crew for evaluation. Lieutenant Dooley and firefighter Geico went back to fire suppression activities with firefighter Marcino. For these heroic actions, we present each of you with the Linden Fire Department Group Effort Fire Award. Congratulations.
I'd like to call Deputy Chief Vogel up to present some awards, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. Our next award is a combination of EMS Cross and the Group Effort Medical. I would like to invite up Captain Scott Solsky, firefighter Zach Modrak, Captain Jason Iozzi, Lieutenant Todd Felter, firefighter Armando Crespo, and firefighter Patrick Valenza. Please come forward. On November 3rd, 2020, we received a call for dispatch for a patient giving birth at 417 4th Ave. L52 responded with Captain Solsky and firefighter Modrak. NG2 responded with Captain Iozzi, firefighter Crespo, and firefighter Valenza. And EMS 1, Lieutenant Felter, responded as well. Upon arrival, Captain Solsky and firefighter Modrak found the patient lying in bed, crowning. Patient was 38 weeks pregnant and had no medical issues. With assistance from Captain Iozzi, Lieutenant Felter, firefighter Crespo, and firefighter Valenza, Captain Solsky and firefighter Modrak successfully delivered a healthy baby who was transported to Overlook Hospital. Although the skills used by each of these firefighters are basic life support, a maternity call resulting in a delivery of on scene is very unusual. This infrequent call for service was met with no delay or question, and the firefighter's effort kept the patient calm and focused. For these actions, we present Captain Solsky, firefighter Zach Modrak, with the Linden Fire Department EMS Cross. And it is for those actions that we present Captain Jason Iozzi, Lieutenant Todd Felter, firefighter Armando Crespo, and firefighter Patrick Valenza, the Linden Fire Department Group Effort Medical Award.
Great.
Our next award is a Group Effort Medical, with Captain Glenn Curtin, firefighter Brandon Bennett, firefighter Timmy Dos Santos, firefighter Tyler Orcott, and firefighter Nicholas Cameron, firefighter Patrick Valenza, and firefighter Daniel Ludak. Please come forward. On June 28, 2024, we received a call from dispatch for two unresponsive people at 401 West Edgar Road. Engine 4 responded with Captain Curtin, firefighter Bennett, and firefighter Dos Santos. L51 responded with firefighter Orcott and firefighter Cameron. And L52 responded with firefighter Valenza and firefighter Ludak. Upon arrival, LPD officers were performing CPR on two unresponsive males. Firefighter Orcott, firefighter Cameron, firefighter Valenza, and firefighter Ludak took over patient care with assistance from Captain Curtin, firefighter Bennett, and firefighter Dos Santos. After several rounds of CPR and the use of an AED and Narcan, both patients regained a pulse and were transported to Trinitas Hospital. For those actions, we present each of the Linden Fire Department Group Effort Medical Award. Our next award is a life-saving award, with Captain Glenn Curtin, firefighter Brandon Bennett, firefighter Daniel Ludak, firefighter Timmy Dos Santos, and firefighter Daniel Soboleski. Please come forward. On August 26, 2024, we received a call for dispatch for chest pains at 202 South Style Street. L52 responded with firefighter Dos Santos and firefighter Daniel Soboleski. and Engine 4 responded with Captain Curtin, firefighter Bennett, and firefighter Ludak. Upon arrival, Engine 4 found L52 taking vitals on an alert male. Firefighter Dos Santos and firefighter Soboleski brought the patient downstairs on a chair with Captain Curtin, firefighter Bennett, and firefighter Ludak guiding them. At the bottom of the stairs, the patient lost consciousness, had no pulse, and was not breathing. The patient was immediately transferred to the ambulance, where firefighter Dos Santos and firefighter Soboleski performed chest compressions and used an AED on him. The patient regained the pulse, his airway was secured, while his breathing was assisted with a bag valve mask. The patient was transported to Trinitas Hospital, where he was treated. It is those actions of the Linden Fire Department that we'd like to represent you the Life-Saving Award. Our next award is a group effort medical, with Captain Joseph Stanley, firefighter Michael Marcino, firefighter Daniel Soboleski, firefighter Edwin Marrero, and firefighter Nicholas Cameron. Please come forward. On August 25th, 2022, we received a call from dispatch for a woman giving birth at 321 South Style Street. L51 responded with firefighter Marrero and firefighter Cameron, and Engine 1 responded with Cap Stanley, firefighter Marcino, and firefighter Soboleski, who, upon arrival, found a female who had just given birth to a baby boy. Firefighter Marcino wrapped the infant in a sterile dressing, keeping the baby close to his mother. Firefighter Marrero and firefighter Cameron attended to the mother and the baby. The crew prepared both patients for transport to JFK Hospital by firefighter Marrero and firefighter Cameron and firefighter Marcino. Both mother and child were closely monitored, and they were transferred to JFK in good health. For those actions, we present each of you with the Linden Fire Department Group Effort Medical Award.
Okay, thank you very much, Deputy Chief Vogel. Our next award is a group effort non-fire. Would Chief William Haskell, Deputy Chief Sal Principato, Deputy Chief Michael Vogel, Captain Glenn Curtin, Captain Brian Ferraro, Captain Brian Majeski, Captain Kevin Schulhafer, Captain Joseph Stanley, Lieutenant Timothy Benoit, Lieutenant Eric Turon, Firefighter Brandon Bennett, Firefighter Taji Braxton, Firefighter Luis Cortez, Firefighter Daniel Diaz, Firefighter Scott Gergich, Firefighter Christopher Haskell, Firefighter John Keefe, Firefighter Brett Coons, Firefighter Kevin Mahan, Firefighter Edwin Marrero, Firefighter Luke Monsorno, Firefighter Jake Orcutt, Firefighter Rich Rowdies, Firefighter Anthony Saunders, Firefighter Paul Toron, Firefighter Michael Viana, and Firefighter Justin Zack. Please come forward. Okay. On September 1st, 2021, Tropical Storm Ida hit Linden at approximately 1900 hours. The first storm-related call came in around 7:30 p.m. and continued throughout the night. At times, firefighters walked through 3 to 4 feet of water and rescued 40-plus occupants who were trapped in their cars. They responded to numerous calls for flooded basements where they shut down utilities to avoid any catastrophic events. The Zodiac boat was put into service and several people were rescued, one who was handicapped, all from their flooded homes. The Zodiac was also used to locate and rescue a victim who was trapped on top of his car behind school number 4. These are just a few examples of what these firefighters endured that night. And it is for these heroic actions that we present each of you with the Linden Fire Department Group Effort Non-Fire Award. That obviously was a very busy night, as you can tell. I'm sure we all have our Ida stories. I have mine. Okay, our next award is a group effort non-fire. With Deputy Chief Sal Principato, Captain Joseph Stanley, Lieutenant Ryan Gergich, Firefighter Anthony Saunders, Firefighter Rich Rowdies, Firefighter Matthew Pribish, firefighter Michael Viana, firefighter Jose Espinal, firefighter Jake Orcutt. Please come forward. On May 7th, 2022, we received a call from dispatch to respond to ShopRite at 637 West Edgar Road for a motor vehicle accident with injuries and possible entrapment. Upon arrival, Engine 4 found a Ford van had crashed and was wedged underneath a ShopRite box truck that was parked behind the building. Engine 1, L51, and Deputy 3 also responded. Engine 4 was able to make contact with the person trapped inside the vehicle and confirm that she had lower and upper body injuries. Engine 1 and Engine 4 used extrication tools to cut open the car, remove the woman from the vehicle. L51 treated her for her injuries, and she was transported to the hospital. For these actions, we present each of you with the Linden Fire Department Group Effort Non-Fire Award.
Our next award is Life Saving Award. Captain Stephen Kuko, firefighter Taji Braxton, firefighter Daniel Diaz, firefighter Christopher Hasco, firefighter Tyler Orcutt. Please come forward. On December 26, 2021, Engine 3 and L52 responded to a call at 614 Pierce Avenue for an unresponsive person who was not breathing. Upon arrival, LPD officers were performing CPR on an unresponsive female. Engine 3 with Captain Kuko, firefighter Braxton, and firefighter Diaz, and L52 with firefighter Hasco, firefighter Orcutt, immediately took over patient care with CPR and the use of an AED. The patient's pulse was checked and was present, but her breathing was sporadic. Therefore, the BVM was also continued. The patient was transported to Trinitas Hospital, where the doctor informed the firefighters that the woman was in stable condition and breathing on her own. It is for these actions that we present each of you with the Linden Fire Department Life Saving Award. Our next award is Life Saving Award. Captain Michael Pirzoli, firefighter Edwin Marrero, firefighter Matthew Privish, firefighter Michael Viana, firefighter Brett Kuntz, firefighter Tyler Scholes, please come forward. On February 6, 2024, we received a call from dispatch for CPR in progress at the Linden train station, 2 Southwood Avenue. Engine 1 with Captain Pirzoli, firefighter Privish, firefighter Viana, firefighter Marrero, and L52 with firefighter Scholes and firefighter Kuntz responded. Upon their arrival, they found CPR being performed on a patient by New Jersey Transit ESU officers. Engine 1 and L52 took over patient care and performed numerous rounds of CPR in conjunction of assisted ventilations with the BVM. The AED was also applied and a shock was advised. The patient was transported and regained breathing and pulse. It is for these actions that we present each of you with the Linden Fire Department Life Saving Award.
Okay, our next award is the Firefighter's Cross with firefighter Daniel Ludek. Please come up. On Saturday, August 13th, 2022, firefighter Ludek and his family were on their way to Vermont for a family vacation. On Interstate 93 in Waterford, Vermont, they drove upon a pickup truck fully engulfed in flames. As they slowly drove past the flames, firefighter Ludek did not see any signs of the victims in the truck. As they cleared through the smoke, they noticed the driver of the vehicle stumbling up the embankment, screaming for help. Firefighter Ludek got out of his truck, told his wife to drive herself and their children to safety and away from the fire. As he approached the victim, firefighter Ludek noticed he was severely burned from the waist up and needed medical attention immediately. Not having enough water to cool his burns, firefighter Ludek got a bottle from his truck and assisted the victim with drinking it. Firefighter Ludek then located the mile marker, called 911. He explained the situation to dispatch, the severity of the victim's burns, and that he needed to be transported to the closest major burn center. Due to firefighter Ludek's detailed 911 call, the emergency response team had a very good understanding of how serious this call was, and they were able to put the medevac into service without delay or question. EMS and engine companies arrived on the scene. The patient was transported to nearest hospital and then airlifted to Dartmouth Burn Center in New Hampshire. A few weeks after the incident, the Ludek family received word that the victim was recovering from his injuries and was very thankful that firefighter Ludek stopped to help him. For these unselfish actions, we are proud to present firefighter Ludek with the Firefighter's Cross. Congratulations.
Our next award is a group effort medical with Captain Christopher Ward, firefighter John Schultes, firefighter Jeff Webb, firefighter Brian McGuire, and firefighter Justin Zach. Please come forward. On Saturday, September 17, 2022, the City of Linden was celebrating the Linden Polish Festival. This is a yearly event that is held on Wood Avenue and the Promenade area. The Linden Fire Department sends a detail to stand by in case of emergencies. While assigned to this detail, Engine 4 with Captain Ward, firefighter Schultes, and firefighter Webb, and Linden Ambulance L53 with firefighter Brian McGuire and firefighter Zach were alerted to a handicapped man in a wheelchair who was choking in front of City Hall. Both crews went into action to alleviate the situation. After numerous rounds of back blows and abdominal thrusts, a large chunk of food was dislodged and the man was able to breathe freely again. This was accomplished in front of hundreds of people, which added an intense amount of pressure. For these actions, we present each of you with the Linden Fire Department Group Effort Medical Award. Our next award is a group effort non-fire with Captain Greg Pulowski, Captain Joseph Stanley, firefighter Robert Barrero, firefighter Jeffrey Webb, firefighter Daniel Serra, and firefighter Glenn Matuska. Please come forward. On February 1st, 2020, we received a call for a motor vehicle accident with injuries in front of 1200 East St. George's Avenue. Engine 3 with Captain Pulowski, firefighter Barrero, firefighter Webb, and Engine 1 with Captain Stanley, firefighter Serra, and firefighter Matuska responded. While en route, they were notified by dispatch that the patient was possibly trapped in the vehicle. Upon arrival, they found a single vehicle accident into a utility pole. There were two occupants in the vehicle, the driver who was not injured and walked away from the vehicle, and the passenger who was trapped due to her legs being pinned under the dashboard. Both Engine 3 and Engine 1 crews went to work and began extrication operations. After stabilizing the vehicle and making the scene safe, they used the spreaders and cutters to remove the passenger side door. Then they were able to use the spreaders to push the dashboard away from the patient's legs, allowing her to finally be freed from the crumbled vehicle. She was then placed in the ambulance and transported to University Hospital. Due to the quick actions and outstanding technical skills, we present each of you with the Linden Fire Department Group Effort Non-Fire Award. Our next award is a life-saving award. With Captain Christopher Ward, Lieutenant Todd Felter, firefighter John Schultes, firefighter Robert Trump, firefighter Jose Espinal, and firefighter Basilio Maravegas, please come forward. On the afternoon of February 21st, 2022, we received a call for an unresponsive male with CPR in progress at 100 Main Street. Engine 4 with Captain Ward, firefighter Schultes, firefighter Schrump, and Linden Ambulance L51 with firefighter Espinal and firefighter Maravegas responded along with Lieutenant Felter, the EMS supervisor. Upon arrival, the crews found the patient sitting up in bed, unresponsive, and CPR had not been started. Engine 4 moved the patient to the floor and began CPR with the BVM. The Linden ambulance crew then applied the AED pads, and a shock was immediately advised. CPR continued as the patient was moved onto the Reeve stretcher and carried downstairs onto the ambulance stretcher and then transported into the ambulance. While en route to the hospital, the AED advised a forced shock. Prior to reaching the hospital, the patient regained a pulse while still in the care of Linden Ambulance and EMS 1, Lieutenant Felter. All responding units worked extremely well together and were able to achieve a desirable outcome. They were also very happy to hear from us a few days later that the patient was alive and doing well. For these actions, we present each of you with the Linden Fire Department Life Saving Award.
Okay, our next award is a life-saving award with Lieutenant Michael Bertol, firefighter Michael Callahan, firefighter Jose Espinal, firefighter Brianna Bornstad, and firefighter Byron Pena. Please come forward. On November 12th, 2022, we received a call for a seizure at 538 East Price Street. Engine 1 with Lieutenant Bertol, firefighter Callahan, firefighter Espinal, and L52 with firefighter Bornstad and firefighter Pena responded. Upon arrival, the crews were met outside by the patient's father, who stated that they were both drinking and talking when the patient started having a seizure. However, when the crews went inside to do the assessment, they found the patient was not breathing and had no pulse. The crews quickly began CPR with the BVM and applied the AED pads. 2 shocks were immediately called for and CPR was continued. With the medic unit too far away, L52 began their transport to the hospital as the AED called for 4 more shocks. Once in the hospital, the patient not only had a strong pulse and good BP, but was also conscious and alert. For the outstanding work of all involved, we present each of you with the Linden Fire Department Life Saving Award. Our next award is a group effort non-fire award. Would Captain Kevin Schulhafer, firefighter Rob Schrump, firefighter Jeffrey Webb, firefighter Jose Espinal, and firefighter Norbert Sikowitz please come forward. Sikowski. On September 9th, 2023, at 3:18 a.m., we received a call for a motor vehicle accident with entrapment. Engine 1 with Captain Schulhafer, firefighter Schrump, firefighter Webb, and L51 responded with firefighter Espinal and firefighter Sikowski. I'd like to read the narrative written by Captain Schulhafer in his own words. With road debris and car parts scattered across Route 1 for 200 feet before the crash, we prepared for the worst. LPD had reported that a GMC Acadia had lost control and flipped multiple times before coming to a stop. Once we got to the vehicle in this single-car MVA, firefighter Schrump placed the apparatus strategically to ensure safety for all responders on scene, immediately put the rig in pump, and stretched a handline for our safety. Simultaneously, firefighter Webb grabbed 2 step chocks to secure the vehicle from further movement. At this point, we made patient contact with the driver, who was the only occupant of the vehicle. He was conscious, but badly bruised, incoherent, and completely pinned inside the vehicle. Within seconds, firefighter Webb had the battery-powered combi tool and a Halligan ready to go to work. Firefighter Schrump then fired up the gas-powered generator and had a set of hydraulic cutters ready to use. At this time, L51 arrived on scene and took over patient care. After the door was cut away and the dash was lifted from the driver's legs, he was swiftly and safely removed from the vehicle and onto a backboard, then stretcher, and then placed in the ambulance. For your outstanding technical skills and coordinated efforts, we present each of you with the Linden Fire Department Group Effort Non-Fire Award. Rob, don't go too far. Our next award is the EMS Cross. Would firefighter Rob Schrump please come forward? This is a good story. I know this firsthand. I was there, actually. On Friday, August 4th, 2023, there was an emergency incident at MetLife Stadium. And I'd like to read the narrative written by firefighter Shrunk in his own words. On Friday, August 4th, 2023, while attending the Metallica concert at MetLife Stadium, I don't know. I was there. It's good. A man and his son were walking down the long stretch of stairs past our aisle when the man suddenly collapsed, and the son went running down the stairs to an unknown location. I went down to check on the man and found him completely unresponsive. I attempted to wake him with a firm sternum rub to no avail, and realized he was not breathing. I then checked for a pulse, but didn't find one, so I began compressions and alerted bystanders to call for help. I reassessed the man's vital signs after one round of compressions and still nothing, so I continued. After about another minute, the man started to show signs of life by responding to my voice. State troopers and EMTs arrived on the scene and took over. The man was taken out of the venue by stair chair, and I gave a rundown to the trooper and one of the FD members on the scene. Hopefully, the man is doing well. For his unselfish actions and abilities, we are proud to present firefighter Shrunk with the EMS Cross. Deputy Chief Kosher, would you please come up and read a few awards?
All right, congratulations to all the recipients so far. And it's with great B-Shift pride, I ask the following members to come up. With Captain Scott Solsky, Lieutenant Eric Turon, Firefighter Michael Jackson, Firefighter John Miller, Firefighter Kyle Perizzoli, Firefighter Nick Larkin, Firefighter Nicholas Biratieri, Firefighter Crystal Lee, Firefighter Robert Hendrickson, Firefighter Andrew Kupka, Firefighter Raymond Johns, and Lieutenant Todd Felter, please come forward. On April 11th, we received a call for difficulty breathing at 24 West 19th Street. Engine 4 with Captain Solsky, Firefighter Jackson, Firefighter Miller, and L51 with Firefighter Lee and Firefighter Hendrickson responded. Upon arrival, patient contact was made on the second floor bedroom where the crews took vitals and attended to the patient. Knowing that transport to the hospital was necessary, Ladder 1 with Lieutenant Turon, Firefighter Perizzoli, Firefighter Larkin, Firefighter Biratieri, and L52 with Firefighter Johns and Firefighter Kupka were called to the scene to assist due to the tight hallway and the stairway access and the size of the patient. What started as a seemingly routine difficulty breathing call was suddenly turned into a high-angle rescue call. The only way to get the patient safely down to the first floor was to cut away the staircase banister and set up a rope rescue system. They found a high anchor point in the attic where the pulley system was attached. Then they were able to package the patient in a Stokes basket and safely lower the patient down the stairs and out the front door. This was all accomplished while reassuring the patient, keeping her calm and feeling safe. The incident required all involved to adapt, adjust, and to think outside of the box. It also demanded that all the crew members work together in a time-sensitive and efficient manner. It is for the presence of mind, technical skill, and professionalism that we proudly present each of you the Linden Fire Department Commendation Award. Congratulations. Our next award is a life-saving award with Lieutenant Barry Kavrick, Lieutenant James Massaro, Firefighter Courtney Odom, Firefighter Crystal Lee, and Firefighter Nicholas Biratieri, please come forward. On December 28th, 2022, we received a call for a person choking at 1125 Monmouth Ave. Engine 3 with Lieutenant Kavrick, Lieutenant Massaro, and Firefighter Odom, and L52 with Firefighter Lee and Firefighter Biratieri responded. Upon arrival, Engine 3 found the police department performing CPR on a patient. Through further investigation, Engine 3 found the patient was not choking, but became unresponsive and no breathing and no pulse. LPD had already applied the AED and given 2 shocks prior to LFD's arrival. Engine 3 took over the patient care, shocked the patient for 1 more additional time before L52 arrived. L52 crew then took over CPR and used the suction to clear the airway. 3 additional rounds of CPR and shocks were performed. The patient was then packaged and put into the ambulance for transport, where medics found the patient had regained a good pulse and blood pressure. It is due to the high level of professionalism and teamwork in a stressful situation that we proudly present each of you the Linden Fire Department Life Saving Award. Our next Life Saving Award, I would like to call up Captain Greg Ronsky, Firefighter Greg Boyne, Firefighter John Fisher, Firefighter Robert Hendrickson, and Firefighter Andres Rodriguez. Please come forward. On January 1st, 2023, we received a call for a person who was unresponsive and not breathing at 503 Husser Street. Engine 1 with Captain Ronsky, Firefighter Boyne, Firefighter Fisher, and L52 with Firefighter Hendrickson and Firefighter Rodriguez responded. Upon arrival, they found the patient inside on the floor where LPD Officer Perizzoli had started CPR. Engine 1 and L52 crews took over patient care and continued CPR with Officer Perizzoli assisting. They then applied the AED, which immediately called for a shock. After 4 rounds of CPR and 4 shocks, the patient regained the pulse. The crews continued rescue breathing while the patient was carried on the reefs to the stretcher in the ambulance, which transported to the hospital. After a few days later, Engine 1 crew learned that the patient had regained full brain function and was expected to make a full recovery. For these actions, we present each of you the Linden Fire Department Life Saving Award. Congratulations.
So we have one more award left to give. Before we do that, though, I'd like to have Mayor Armstead come up and say a few words, please.
Thank you. First of all, let me apologize for being late. Sometimes the mayor's schedule gets a little crazy. But let me say this, let me congratulate all of you gentlemen, you fine young gentlemen and women, because I got here late, I don't know how many women received Valor Awards, on being valiant. You know, I've gone to several awards. The police department, when I go to their Valor Awards, I always tell them the better part of valor is that of discretion. Because often there'll be a situation and you'll have to make a quick decision, you'll have to be a little lenient on a person. So that's a different type of valor. When you're talking about valor with a fire department, it's totally different. You don't have the time or the options of having so much discretion. Because all too often, you're either somebody's house is on fire, and it could mean the difference in thousands of dollars or millions of dollars in damage based on what you do. So you don't have a lot of discretion. When you go to someone's house and a person's in cardiac arrest, you don't have a lot of discretion. You got to get right down to business. So it's a different type of valor. And I tell you, you know, in this town, we're blessed to have such a wonderful fire department. We really are. When you think. I can just go back to situations in my own family when the fire department had to come, and they were working on my father. God rest his soul, but they came and did a job, and they didn't stop. You know, I was over in Elizabeth one day. We had a basketball game, and our bus driver had cardiac arrest, and those firemen who were there, they worked on him until they resuscitated him. Now he passed on a few months later. But they did something that I had never seen before. They refused to give up. They refused to quit working on this man. And they brought him, they resuscitated him. So again, it's a different type of valor. It's a valor that we respect. It's a valor that we all should respect, that we all should love. And I'm thankful, again, to be in a town like Linden, New Jersey, with so many of you. And I could look around this room. and I can call your names off. I knew your dads, I knew your grandfathers, I knew your aunts, your uncles, because we've been here for a long time, the Armstead family. We've been here in 2 years, it'll be 100 years. The Armsteads came here in 1927. So it'll be 100 years in 2 years. So when I look around, I look at this room, I see all these friendly faces like the Castres, the Principados. I see a lot of people that I've known all my life. You know, they grew up with my father and his brothers and sisters, and we've got nothing but love for you in this town. I'm blessed. I'm blessed beyond imagination to have inherited a town in such great shape. Most mayors, when they come into towns, they've been urbanized and they're underwater, and you look up and say, how do we get out of this mess? But not here in Linden. I'm thankful that the people who've run this town for years have had wisdom and foresight and didn't run it in the ground. They had enough wisdom, and they thought it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And that's why we've got some of the finest first responding departments that this state has. And I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you all. And I love this town. And I'm going to try to be here for as long as I can. Okay. God bless you all. Keep doing what you do. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, Mayor. And now to present our last award, Chief Haskell.
Our last award of the day is a combination of Firefighters Cross and Group Effort Fire Award, with Deputy Chief Brian Castre, Captain Tom Wenggerter, Firefighter Nick Larkin, Firefighter Raymond Johns, Deputy Chief Christopher Rooney, Captain Greg Ronsky, Captain Anthony Principato, Captain Scott Solsky, Lieutenant Barry Kavrick, Lieutenant James Massaro, Lieutenant Anthony Holland, Lieutenant Eric Turon, Firefighter Ryan Evan, Firefighter Andrew Kupka, Firefighter Curtis Ilajazi, Firefighter John Fisher, Firefighter Gregory Boyne, Firefighter Matthew Berube, Firefighter John Miller, Firefighter Andres Rodriguez, Firefighter Robert Hendrickson, Firefighter Michael Jackson, Firefighter Nicholas Bernateri, Firefighter Kyle Pirazzoli, and Firefighter Justin Prose. Please come forward. On April 19, 2023, we received a call for a report of a fire in the rear of 344 Miltonia Street. Initially, Engine 1 and 2 were dispatched, but Deputy Chief Castre, notified dispatch that he would be responding as well. From the corner of South Stiles and Munsell, Deputy Chief Castre notified all units that he saw a large column of black smoke. He immediately started a full response to the scene. At the same time, L51 with Firefighter Alarkin and Firefighter Johns were returning from a transport to Rahway Hospital and decided to respond as well. L51 were the first on the scene and reported there was heavy smoke and fire at 344 Miltonia Street. Deputy 2 was next on the scene, and after a brief size-up, ordered Engine 1 to pull a line for extinguishment, as both 344 and 342 Miltonia Street's homes were involved in heavy fire in the rear. Not only was this due to the exposure proximity, but the winds were very heavy that day, gusting to 40 to 50 mile-an-hour winds. As the crews on the scene began suppression operations, Deputy 2 reported that a person with a dog was making their way out of the second-story window with the intent of jumping to the ground. Captain Wenggerter, Firefighter Johns, Firefighter Alarkin retrieved the ladder from Engine 1 and began to rescue the occupant who was trapped on the roof. Captain Wenggerter handed the dog off to DC Castre and then proceeded to bring the occupant down from the roof. After confirmation that no one else was in the buildings, all crews continued with suppression activities. Due to the high winds and heat, this was no easy task. After some time of coordinated aggressive tactics, the fire was extinguished and put under control. This was an incident that required a professional and calm approach with all members working together. It is because of this tremendous effort that you all are presented with the Linden Fire Department Group Effort Fire Award. We would also like to recognize Deputy Chief Brian Castre, Captain Tom Wenggerter, and Firefighter Raymond Johns and Firefighter Nick Larkin, who are receiving the Firefighters Cross. Congratulations to all.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Hope you enjoyed yourselves, but you don't have to leave yet. If you'd like to stay and join us, Next door here in the adjacent room, we have food and beverage, so please, thanks again for being here. That concludes our award ceremony. Thank you.